Rants at the Movies, a podcast where we rant about DC animated films. I'm one of your hosts and jack of all trades, Mono, and it doesn't matter how much you explode her robot body, those suit pants are staying on. It's my co-host and master of none, Kira.
I literally need my entire wardrobe to be made out of those.
The metallo pants.
The metallo pants, because I'm like, oh look, I'm going to climb up this flight of stairs. I ripped my jeans.
Well, we finally made it. We finally get to talk about Metallo's indestructible pants.
The indestructible pants. I kind of get it from an animation point of view. It just means you don't have to animate
robot legs
and they'll look weird. But the pockets and everything. He gets pockets.
You are jealous of Metallo's robot pants.
He has fucking pockets. I don't get pockets. I get pockets in virtually nothing. I have to fucking bloody... I was going to say edit, but that's not the right word. Alter my own clothing.
No, I have to edit.
To insert pockets into things.
But yes, if you are a long-time listener of the show, you may have heard us make mention of Metallo's indestructible pants in the past, and we are finally talking about Superman, Batman, Public Enemies, in which the indestructible pants appear.
I really enjoy this one because it's the first time we've got two of them. Well, Justice League New Frontier
which we still haven't talked about,
is its own kind of entity, but this is more like Batman, Superman that we are kind of more familiar with.
Well, it's all the classic voices as well, because apparently Andrea Romano really had to fight to get them all in, but it's Tim Daly, it's Kevin Conroy.
Well, Kevin Conroy is Batman, I don't care what anyone says.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, it is more kind of classic.
Yeah, and it's really nice because you get to see the understanding is there that they've been friends for a really long time.
That's my favourite thing about
the banter.
The relationship between Superman and Batman is my absolute favourite thing about this, and the comic that this is based on.
And this was around the stage where I started to get really, really interested in these films, because I'd watched one or two of them and was like, yeah, that's cool, that's fun, like really liked it. But I think after this one I started to get excited for the new releases. Because if you get the DVDs of these, which I highly, highly recommend, because they've got tons of special features on them.
It's worth pointing out when we put in the DVD to watch this, all the special features were about... There was a special feature about Doomsday,
which we've
covered. There was a special feature about Wonder Woman, which we've already covered, and there was a special feature about Gotham Knight, which we've already covered.
And there was a sneak peek at Green Lantern First Flight,
which we've already covered.
But even in the sneak peeks and things like that, they give you a little bit of the trailer, but there'll be interviews as well, with like the writers or the artists or like the directors or the voice actors that are
the sneak peeks aren't just trailers. That's why I really like them.
So highly, highly recommend picking up the DVDs of them. The Batman, there's a five
Batman collection, and it's okay. It's got like Mask of the Phantasm and Mystery of the Batwoman, Year One, Under the Red Hood, and Gotham Knight.
It's worth it for Year One and Under the Red Hood. The other ones are fun. Mask of the Phantasm is
great.
Worth a watch just for Joker's lair in it.
Yeah, I love that. It's great, and it's set in the classic Batman the Animated Series continuity. Then the Superman one has this.
Oh, and Attack of the Batwomen, or whatever that one is called,
of the Batwomen.
Has the crazy jazz solo in it.
Yeah, it's not great. But then the Superman one has this. It has Superman, Batman, Apocalypse. It has Superman Unbound. It has Superman versus the Elite, and it has Superman Doomsday. That is a damn good animated Superman collection.
You can get them basically everywhere. I'm pretty sure they have them in like our local Tesco.
And that's the one with the special feature with the really good documentary that we talked about on Superman Doomsday, the 40-minute long one.
Yeah, they're well worth picking up if you see them, because they're generally not worth very much.
No, I think we picked it up for like 10 or 12 quid.
But you get so much more on the DVD than you do just going and watching it, because the interviews that are on these are
and now,
so in-depth. And
most of these are available for digital purchase, as far as I know. But just get the DVDs.
Yeah. Anyway, this was the one where I started to go, ooh, yeah, what else can I find? I want to see more of this. I like this interplay between the pair of them. Lex, this is where you get like Lex on his insanity spiral.
Yeah, there's more fun Lex in this.
But Waller, who I adore.
But just to your point of getting like, ooh, there's so many characters in this, not just the superheroes that Lex has.
Yeah, I need to go and look up Captain Atom and Major Force, because Major Force's name is and he's an asshole. Yeah. That's all I know of him. Dicky name, big meathead, complete douche.
Well, I mean, this was because up until we started watching these, I had really only collected kind of a few Batman comics here and there. We had some Constantine, and we had like Watchmen and a few
And
Alan
that
Moore
really
things.
like interesting Wolverine origin run.
Yeah, it was just
what
pockets
piqued
here
your
and
fancy,
there.
really.
But this was where I started to get like, ooh, who's that and what's their story? And then we have those like character guides, which is very useful in this film. 'Cause it's like, ooh, who's this in this giant
Especially
melee of
when you see
superheroes?
snippets of them running past, and you're like, who's that guy? But he kind of looks like that guy, because a lot of them do look alike.
Mongol and Darkseid in particular.
Yeah, but when they have like all the cold evil heroes, who I like the fact that they did them by like genre.
Well, it was really just the cold heroes show
all
together.
show up together, and it was like, I know Victor Freeze and
It was Freeze. It was
Captain Cold.
Captain Cold. It was
I can't remember what's her face from Suicide Squad. She's in Suicide Squad as well. She's great fun in that.
She's in the Flash as well. Yeah. I cannot remember her. Killer Frost.
Herself.
And then the one with the big pointy nose is, I don't know, Jack Frost or something like that. I don't know.
So I was like, I know you and you. Who are you?
Yeah.
Banshee, I was like, okay, you're kind of weird. And then there's Banshee, like, oh yeah, she's a meta-human. And it's like, what?
Nightshade, I'm not familiar with. I know who
Lady
Shiva is. I know Grodd. I know Grundy. I was vaguely aware of Mongol.
Sheeta, Black Manta was there.
Is it Chemo, I think, makes an appearance, the giant sentient chemical weapon.
Fucking Deadshot being used as a...
Deadshot, yeah, deciding to go get... Oh, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Yeah. Well, we have a lot to say about that scene in particular.
It was like, oh man, there are loads, and I recognise some of them, but who are you? You look... what? How do you work? Like...
Yeah, if you're not overly familiar with, like, extended DC characters, have Wikipedia at the ready. And IMDb, the trivia does give you nearly a complete list of everybody who shows up in it.
Yeah, no, because even in the opening sequence in this, where you have Lex, who's just been, there's been a massive global catastrophe.
Well, before we go opening sequence,
okay,
we go summary.
All right.
When Lex Luthor is elected president, he wastes no time bringing superheroes into his administration in an attempt to control Superman. But as a kryptonite meteor approaches Earth, Lex uses it to frame Superman for a murder and sends a horde of superheroes and villains to catch Superman and his closest accomplice, Batman.
Yeah, well, Batman's always a fugitive, that's the whole...
It's
nothing new for him. In fact, I think he makes a quip of it being good for his image.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've got that fantastic apocalypse film trope of all the headlines and the newspaper headlines and it gradually, like, escalating into riots and famine and brink of
martial
war, law and all of that.
And then Lex brings it all back under control.
Yeah, because Lex is president now and he's done it the old-fashioned way by buying it.
Yeah. Now, see, that bit there just... it's like a Daily Show type thing, and there's a newscaster.
He's doing the quippy to the camera with the pencil. He's got the pencil to gesture with.
It's supposed to be the Daily Show.
Yeah, it's any one of these like satirical...
Well, it's good. No, there's a sign behind them that says The Weekly Show. So.
Yeah, but it is.
He's talking about
take your pick of which...
Yeah.
Which... what are they called? I can't think of the name for them.
There's like satirical political news shows.
Yeah, type
you know the type.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's doing his thing and he's talking about Lex trying to win the presidency and says that 22% of people support him, and then says in an unrelated poll 22% of Americans also like getting fucked in the ass with a red hot poker.
Yeah.
Now they bleep it, but it's like, the what now?
Who?
This is not my parents' Superman Batman cartoon.
Which is, it's quite jarring because the animation style on this, it's the same animation style as the graphic novel.
It's very close to the graphic novel.
But it also because of that, it has a touch of kiddie animation. Where there is a toy in particular, I'm going to have to try and find a picture of it. There was a kid's toy of like Superman and Batman and all that, where the feet and the hands were a little bit chunkier.
I think it was like Mega Bloks
and
or something
they had
like
a slightly like bigger head, but they've got ever so slightly that proportion. It's more the head than anything else.
The style in the comic really, 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 really works.
Yeah.
The style in this works a lot, but there are times, I think when it's because it's moving animation rather than just images on a page, it makes it look really childish. And there's a few times where
it can be quite jarring.
The rest
of the time I love the way Waller's drawn in this.
Yeah.
But there's certain times, especially with Superman, where he'll be like turning around dramatically and his head goes a really weird shape. But it's just because they're trying to, like, obviously in the graphic novel it's a 2D, but so when you're trying to make
for me,
that 3D. There's certain moments where his head looks like a wad of chewing gum.
It's not so much that it looks silly. So sometimes it does a bit, but because it comes across as this more kind of child-friendly animation, when you get a political pundit talking about people getting fucked in the ass with a red hot poker, or when you get your favourite character, Power Girl, it's just like, and especially when you've got anybody making any sort of weird statements towards Power Girl like
in this
Toyman,
for me
it's just weird.
Is a whole separate issue
because she's got these big doe eyes.
The way she's animated in this, and the way, because she is supposed to be, she's a teenager, or like at least early 20s, and the way everybody speaks to her in this, I understand why her costume is the way it is, because that's all to do with her backstory. But
and the animator seeing how far they could push it before they
which
got given
I love.
out to.
I think that's fantastic. But there's just something about the way certain characters talk to her, Lex in particular, that really give me the ick. Yeah,
it's weird, and especially towards the end with Toyman when they're supposed to be playing it as like horny teenage boy.
Yeah, because he's 13. Time,
it's like, but just again because it's that style of animation, it just makes it more like, ugh. What?
Yeah, that just gives me the ick because she has that. There's a lot of her looking up at people.
Yeah, and
it's that subservient.
Eyes way bigger than anybody else.
She's got the Disney princess eyes going on.
She got all the eyes that Captain Marvel didn't get.
Captain Marvel got no eyes in this.
He's just the squintiest superhero ever.
He really is. And he's straight out of the 1950s, which I love. He talks like those Pathé films. I have a thing for those, the instructional ones from the 50s. He talks like that. I adore that.
You should hear Planty does a great Pathé newscaster voice impression.
I love those.
Planty sent us a voice note, yeah?
Any of those that's like, here we are today. Especially the ones that are narrating like the woman going about her household and being like, why is she doing that, the silly cow?
Yeah. No, Captain Marvel's I can't remember who does his voice in this, but no, again, as ever with these, the voice casting and the voice acting is great.
It is.
Clancy as Lex, CCH Pounder as Amanda Waller.
Yeah. I just want CCH Pounder to play Amanda Waller in everything. She does it so well.
I can't remember who does Metallo. I think it might actually be the same guy who does Marvel.
It's John C. McGinley.
Oh, it is, yeah. But he just, the way he delivers some of his lines is fucking brilliant.
Apparently I have a type and it's a sassy cyborg, because him and Bionic Barry from Archer, I was just having a field day. Even the bit where he walks away at the end with the hands in the pockets whistling. They're in the grain. It's Barry leaving the grain cellar.
The grain silo, yeah.
Like whistling, it's that.
It's just they're like, he could still be out there and they try and escape to the sewers, and it cuts to him still being there and he hears the explosion, but he's just walking around the graveyard with his hands in his pockets,
like kicking stones on his way out, like he's just out brilliant. For a lovely stroll.
Oh, it's so good. It is a remarkably short film, actually, even for these.
But you don't notice it when it finishes and you're like, oh shit, that was it, can I have more please?
Well, it's not even that.
Well, they don't drag out the ending, which I do appreciate. It is a nice little, here you go, and one and done.
It's not even that it feels short. Like, when you finish watching it, it feels like a complete film, and then you look and you go, oh, that was only 64 minutes.
And there's like fuck tons of people in it.
But yeah, they cram a whole lot in there. Yeah. This one moves really quickly along, like kind of in terms of one scene to the next.
Yeah.
Because there isn't much story-wise in terms of... It's basically the summary that I gave. It's Lex is president, and he tries to make Superman illegal.
Oh, also, and there's a giant meteor from Kryptonite approaching Earth.
Yeah,
that's about to smash.
That kind of doesn't matter until the end of the film.
Yeah, that's really just there to provide a redemption arc. Not a redemption arc, but like...
And it's how Lex turns everybody against Superman.
Yeah, he's like, oh, this kryptonite, it's, it has a psychological... That whole presidential broadcast is fucking unhinged.
It's hilarious. Particularly when
he gets on to the fucking nation to be like, yeah, there's a big green rock in the sky. We know it's Superman's fucking weakness. It's also making him slightly deranged, therefore making him dangerous. So instead of doing the thing that we should be doing as a society that is kind and caring and compassionate, and going, we think you need to come in and, maybe get some help.
Yeah, ask him first. Don't just announce a bounty. $1 billion bounty.
Fucking bounty on his head. We're like, yeah, he's like, you know, he's the strongest person on the planet, whatever. And he might be cracked. So go attack him.
My favourite thing about that is when he finishes the broadcast and the camera turns off.
And then maniacal smile.
The press is still in the room, and you see that there's a whole lot of camera flashes, and he goes and he puts his big evil smile on.
Oh, no. Even better than that, they all leave, switch off the lights, and close the door, and he's still sat behind the desk.
Yeah, let's just leave the president in the dark.
Nobody asked him. He doesn't even say switch lights off. They just leave.
No, in terms of addresses to the nation, I prefer his second one when he's tried the rockets and it's failed.
Was just a test.
That was a test to get
and
better.
And it pans out and there's just looting and shit's on fire. There's no fucking in the streets. There should be fucking in the streets.
Well, while this is definitely a more kiddie kind of animation, it is also more kid friendly than the other ones that we've done so far.
I suppose.
Like, there's nothing in this that you couldn't show to an 8 or 10-year-old.
Although it does have this, there's going to be a lot of Archer referencing in this because the scene where Metallo has the gun is like the very end of...
That his fucking cancer rampage.
Yeah.
Where it's framed exactly...
Casablancan.
It's framed in terms of rampagement.
Yeah.
It's framed exactly the same way. He turns around and pulls up the gun and calls Superman's name and then says something and then fires the gun. It's exactly the same.
Mind you, this is also this is a fun movie for, hey, that's where they got that thing from.
For fucking Endgame.
Yeah,
I saw that.
When Superman arrives at the end, it is exactly.
I remember seeing that online about not long after Endgame came out, being like, if this
and I remember watching Endgame and being like, that looks awfully familiar.
I didn't cop it at the time, but the second I saw the text, I didn't even need to see the video, and I just said, if the scene from Endgame looked familiar to you,
this is
and
why.
you've seen Batman versus Superman Public Enemies, this is why. And I didn't need to see either scene immediately. I was like, oh shit, it's when Carol's rescuing Tony is the exact same as when Superman's rescuing Batman, and it is the exact same. There's videos, comparison videos, and you'll see it's shot for shot, like. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
That's fun.
But this one's better.
This one is way better. It's also become very clear to me that Metropolis does not have a pneumatic coffin system. And boy, how do they need one? Have you seen the state of that graveyard? That was cluttered. That was crypt upon crypt.
They did a good job of clearing some space.
Into the sewer system. Everyone's going to get dysentery.
So, yeah,
done. Y'all died of plague.
They meet on like
neutral ground.
I thought it was docks, but it's obviously not the docks that they meet on because they fall about 50 feet into the graveyard below. Yeah. So yeah, meet at like random industrial area, start fight, fall into graveyard, and then it goes into the sewers and then back to the Batcave.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. Are they not in Metropolis?
I think
or
this
do they have
is
to
where
go all the way across the bay?
Did they go under the bay? That's what I'm thinking.
That's a long walk. He
said they could get back, but it would take a while.
He did say eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a long walk.
Especially because Superman's got some kryptonite in him.
Fuck me, we didn't catch it the first time, but the second time we were watching it, so after Metallo shoots Superman, and I know we're jumping all over the film, but
he's like poking him with the tweezers.
Yeah, Batman's like
he's literally just poking him
with the tweezers, trying to get this sliver of kryptonite out,
and they make the joke about where's the Flash when you need him.
Yeah, that's one of my favourite bits because Batman's like, do us all a favour and lose the sense of humour, and Superman's response is, do us all a favour and buy one,
and he just stares at him.
They have some great lines between one another.
There's some really, really fun, and it's weird because I know it's just a single panel animation that they didn't actually animate. They were just like, run that for 4 or 5 frames or however long they need to of the dead stairs. But they work so well. Like when Superman shows up to meet Lex, because Lex is like, come and meet me. We'll talk about this shit. And he shows up and he goes, well. And Lex is like, well, somehow I knew that'd be the first thing you said. And it cuts back to Superman and it's just a blank stare.
But how brilliant is that one moment? It's like 5 seconds of dialogue and it tells you so much about both characters. Superman lands and it's like, I don't trust you. Well, what have you got to say for yourself? And smarmy fucking Lex is like, I'm gonna one up him here. I knew that'd be the first thing you say. It's just such a brilliant little moment, and this film is full of brilliant little moments like that.
This is peak Mad Lex. He gets the fucking suit. He's like, it's okay, I'm the president. When he gets it at the end, when they put
God bless America. God bless me.
And also they're like, fuck you, and they slam the door and just drive off, and he's handcuffed, stood in the back of the van.
How?
So he slammed into the back of that van face first.
How disappointed were we to see, though, at the very opening when they have the Lex elected president newspaper article on screen? It's a full article, and it tells you loads about his presidency. But
it's actually a full written article.
His term, and his running mate is like Max Yetzblitlik.
Yeah.
But it's Mr.
He's the 46th president of the US.
So he's the same as Biden. He was one out from being the same as Trump.
I was like, is he Trump? Mind you, he did one thing Trump never did. He put a statue of himself out on the White House lawn. Like right front and centre, spotlit with like fountains and shit behind him.
But
it's like, remember me.
What had I started saying? The kryptonite bullet. When they actually eventually get the kryptonite bullet out of Superman, it's in the Batcave. And as the scene plays out, they get back to the Batcave and you see them getting in, and then it cuts to the sliver of kryptonite in like a pair of tweezers, and then it gets put in a lead container and closed, and then Alfred
Superman is fucking taping closed his own
he's putting the
wound.
tape on his own wound, and Alfred says, there you are, that won't be any more danger to you. And then gives him back his repaired and washed clothes and says, I took the liberty.
Only his shirt and cape, not his pants. He never launders his pants.
That's one issue.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger issue here is the fact that Alfred washed and laundered Superman's clothes before performing life-saving surgery on him.
Yeah, Alfred got some fucking priorities. You take your shoes off in his house.
Because Batman's nowhere to be seen.
No.
In the vicinity. So it's presumably Alfred who took it out. Batman didn't take the sliver out, hand Alfred the tweezers, and then fucking leg it off camera. So Alfred took it out after washing his clothes.
Yeah, Alfred's got priorities, man.
That's
cleanliness is next to godliness.
Although Shotgun Alfred is pretty badass.
Shotgun Alfred is, and he got them down them stairs pretty sprightly. Also, surely Batman, you could have been throw a stick at it, not get your mate who's just been shot in the heart and dragged all over the place and gone through 2 explosions.
Well, Batman knows it's electrified. It's the entrance to the Batcave.
I know, and he was like, "Hey, you up for it? To rip this off and get yourself electrocuted, or we could just throw sticks at it until Alfred comes to investigate."
But that's basically what Batman did earlier on in the fight as well. He's like, hey, the sewers are right beneath here. And Superman's like, how will we get down? And Batman's like, well, I've got this giant explosive.
Plastique.
And says the same thing. Are you up to it? Batman's just like...
And in my mind, what happens then is he turtles up on Superman's chest and Superman wraps his arms around him.
I feel like Batman's just like, how many times can I get Clark to intentionally hurt himself while he's actually hurting? Because I know normally most of the things I do to him just don't hurt him.
Every now and again, it's like he's your friend. Bruce. Bruce is like, fuck you.
No, but their friendship in this is it comes across so well. They do. There's a few
when they're
really
breaking
great
into
bits.
the fucking morgue or whatever into Star
Labs.
Labs.
Yeah.
And he's like, I could have flown you down, and he's like, I could have carried you. And
between Batman, you and me, I hate that.
And then they go off and they find that Metallo has been blown up by something else.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, whatever about trying to make a quick exit, so they just go through the ceiling.
Yeah.
He just grabs him and flies out through the ceiling.
Or is it earlier on? Oh yeah, it is earlier when Superman says he's going to meet Lex. Oh no, yeah, Batman says, oh, you're going to go meet him, aren't you? And Superman's like, you know me all too well. And Batman's like, well, don't count on me to save you. And Superman's like, I won't. I know you pretty well too.
Yeah.
There's so many great moments. And
even that there's one comment where he's like, oh, you're late, and he's like, oh, you wouldn't understand, and Batman goes, Lois, and Superman goes, yeah, and he goes, yeah, you're right, I wouldn't. But then again, if Batman and Lois ever teamed up,
that meme about the two of them just going to town taking down corrupt people.
Yes, if they ever teamed up, yeah.
Or at the very end where Batman's like, hang out with Superman and Lois or fuck off back to Gotham.
I like the way they were like, oh, we haven't had Lois in the whole thing, we'll just shoehorn her in there at the end, arrive in a helicopter.
Where she comes in on the helicopter from an entirely different cartoon.
Yes!
That helicopter is in an entirely different animation style. That's just all of the good stuff that we've talked about so far that's just really Superman, Batman, Lex and Metallo.
Yeah.
We haven't covered any of the kind of good guys who are working for Lex, where you mentioned Captain Atom, Major Force,
Power Girl,
Black Lightning,
who doesn't really get any dialogue. He's just kind of there. Starfire,
he's just firing bolts that explode when they hit things. And Katana, as Lex Coster.
Yeah, he can't really say her name.
They are fun. It was nice to see, like, Captain Atom, he doesn't really get a look in a lot of the time.
No, he's an interesting character, and he's one of these ones that's, some government experiment gone wrong. And Major Force then is them attempting to recreate it, and they're like nemesis.
As far as I know, yeah.
Nemesis.
I had to look it up.
Well, in fairness, Major Force is a major dick.
And it doesn't really sound like I was going to say it doesn't sound like a good guy name. It doesn't sound like a good name, full stop.
No, but even the way
Force.
He's drawn, you just
he looks like
know he's a bad guy. It's all in the eyes.
Also, when Captain Atom tells him to stop and he's like, we don't kill people, and he's like, oh, don't we? Ha 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 ha! Obvious laugh. That means I have just killed somebody in the recent past.
He literally goes mwah ha ha ha.
Like it is.
Like
it is
he
an
is
admission of
minus
guilt.
a twirling like pencil thin mustache.
Yeah, he could not have been more obvious with that statement. And Captain Atom looks at him all concerned, and it's like that shouldn't be concerned. That should be like, oh right, you killed somebody then, have you? But the one thing I think that surprised me most about this is the lack of property damage.
Yeah, they're considering they normally level Metropolis any chance they get.
Yeah, Superman and Doomsday on their own level Metropolis.
Yeah.
Ares and Wonder Woman.
Speaking of that, Banshee gets fucking taken up into the upper atmosphere and knocked out.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, she's screaming in my face. Also, sidebar, love the fact that his face is rippling in the shockwaves.
Yeah.
Like, you can literally see his gums going... Blah, 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 blah. But he's like, yeah, I'm going to just take you up into the upper atmosphere and knock you out, and then Batman's going to put this thing that he happens to have in his little bat weight.
His hypersonics.
Yeah, he's like, that'll like knock her out because I happen to have one on me next to my fucking bat shark repellent.
Oh, but yeah. Yeah, it's Batman.
Also, when Batman's fighting the four cold guys and he goes to jump and gets
Just gets frozen.
There's some lovely little like animation moments in that, because you can see that was what the end panel was.
Yeah.
But the way with the little jump and the entire fight scene, my favourite thing about these is that in huge fight scenes where, in fairness, Batman's kind of useless.
He's
the most breakable of all of them. And then he's just fast and just running interference and just fucking shit at people. He's like, surprise!
Yeah, he takes out the ones he can take out.
Zips away again.
And then he just runs interference for Superman. It's more obvious. It's not so much in the giant fight scene. He's got quite a few of his own competitors. But when he's fighting Captain Atom and all those, after that,
and he takes
out Katana, and then he's just like, well, the rest of these are way more powerful than me, so I'm just going to get in their way.
Because he gets Major Force at the very start of that with that weird putty thing that he can't get off his face, but then you just see him kind of doing little flips and running behind shit and popping up and like throwing a whole load of batarangs at somebody and then zipping off somewhere else.
But there must be a good 50 or 60 variously powered and some incredibly high powered superheroes in one like courtyard plaza thing.
Yeah.
And all that gets destroyed is a fountain, a bit of the ground, and like the first floor of
that building.
One building. And
Captain Atom destroys the ground outside when he does his big like blast thing when he lands, which is so cool.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
I like the fact they don't give a shit about Batman. Superman has to run to shield Batman. Batman's just like, my cape will save me. No, it won't.
Batman just thinks he's immortal, and
Batman's like, fuck it.
It is very obvious in this film the amount of punishment he takes.
Yeah, he should have died about 15 times over in this.
I'm pretty sure he takes a blast straight from Major Force at one point.
In fairness, at one point he's fighting Captain Marvel. And then they tag over or he's fighting Hawkman.
He's fighting Hawkman first, and they tag. And he
tag
fires
him.
a giant missile at Captain Marvel. And that's why I think that's the only reason. He's like, because Hawkman is just a man. I
thought Hawkman was a reincarnation of a god.
Yeah, but it's one of those weird... there's a couple of different versions of him as well. And sometimes he just has the get-up. The get-up and other times he is actually a superhuman, but even when he is a superhuman, he's not as powerful as like Marvel or Superman or anybody like that.
But he's still got a fucking morning star which he uses with liberal force.
No, but the point that I'm trying to make is Batman conceivably could kill him.
Yeah, he can take...
And Batman wants to use his giant missile.
Yeah.
So he's like, can we swap partners? I know that the giant magical like wizard powered guy can take it. I can fire my missile at him.
Yeah, but then he has all sorts of remorse when he sees the 13-year-old child lying in the mud. And he's like, shit, I killed a kid. Oh, wait, Shazam, kaboom. And Squinty Eyes is back again.
I like how he does his squinty eyes.
He has no eyeballs.
No, he doesn't. He has a great voice and no eyeballs. I like...
And like his hair and his cape move in a breeze that's not there. He has wind no matter what way he faces.
I like how you don't get the end of that fight scene either.
No.
Because at that point, they're not the bad
they're
guys.
They're literally
but they're
destroying
adversaries.
mountains trying to stop each other.
But at that point, Superman and Batman don't have the upper hand because Shazam has just Shazammed himself back into Captain Marvel. And Batman like jumps away and is all like, ugh, and Superman gets slammed into the side of that mountain by Hawkman's giant fist thing.
Yeah, he's...
Because
he's going for the same tactic again of like, before you lose air.
Yeah, well, it worked once.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but no, before you pass out, I want you to know I wish I didn't have to do this. Just tell him afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that you don't get the ending to that, and then when you next see them, it's the two of them in the get-up.
Yeah.
And Superman has
stripped...
stripped...
yeah, they've stripped them both naked.
Yeah.
Batman's just response to Lex, which is grabbing him, dragging him to the computer, and then throwing him at it. Like, make it, like, he just stopped short of, like, mashing his face into the keyboard.
I like it because Lex is there, he's been injecting his kryptonite steroid thing, and it starts to make Superman feel...
Well, you were saying in the comic book, it's Bane Venom.
It's Bane Venom and liquid kryptonite.
But he does get the, like, weird pulsy, like, bulgy, you can see. And, like, Lex is always built like a fucking brick shithouse. Lex is always like, fucking massive.
Yeah.
And this just makes him even bigger, and he's got that weird pulsating, like, looks like, you know, that bodybuilder thing where it looks like a smaller man trying to climb out of them. And and he's all sweaty, and then he grabs Waller and he's like,
he kisses her. Oh.
Yeah, and you're just like, no, I need to go and scrape off a couple of layers with some bleach. And Waller's just like, fuck you, this is not right.
Waller's great in this as well, because she's the only one who doesn't take Lex's shit.
Yeah.
For the most part. Until he goes proper crazy, she's a little bit like, right, I'm going to take a step back until I can, like, get him arrested or whatever.
Yeah. Careful distancing. I love the fact that even though she's in the suit and it's like an ultra masculine haircut on her because she's got the shaved head with like the fade on it, but she's still super feminine as well because she's got the huge statement jewellery.
This was my introduction to Waller, actually, I think.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I think this was the first time I'd seen Waller outside of anything to do with kind of the Suicide Squad.
I think I might have seen this before I got into anything Suicide Squad related.
His aide or his trusted advisor. Basically,
she's his aide in this, yeah. She's a presidential aide, like.
So she's quite high up. I don't think she's quite chief of staff, but she's up there and she has some say. Because then when he's all like, haha, you can't save it, the world is doomed, it's me, my plan won, and she just goes, shut up!
Also, given like comics context, Waller would be a good person to have on his side when he is trying to get superheroes to do what he wants.
Because of X-Force?
Because of Task Force X and Suicide Squad. She has experience, getting people with superpowers to do what she wants them to do.
Yeah, but that normally involves implanting bombs in the base of their skulls.
Yeah, but this time she's got, like, the power of the president.
Presidential
The president is making you do it.
Yeah, presidential pardons.
True. There's just so much good to talk about in this film. Like,
yeah, no, it is.
Even
it
in
is
just the hour.
Absolutely jam-packed.
It really, really is. Like, we haven't even talked about the Meteor stuff or Toyman yet.
Toyman's a creepy little perv.
He is a creepy little perv.
It's a 13-year-old kid. He's as annoying as fucking John Connor in Terminator 2.
He is.
He is that level of annoying, but that's, if you've ever been near a 13-year-old boy, that's what they're like.
I was a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah.
I don't think I was that bad.
No, but if you were but that whole, who gives a kid this much money?
I had this much money.
And it's like, yeah, you're a well-adjusted human.
Yeah, exactly.
Hero is actually more.
I know absolutely nothing of.
No, I was just going to say in this, he seems to be far more adjusted than Bruce was.
Yeah, definitely.
Although there was no parents in sight.
No, and I don't know anything about.
And he gets thrown off a platform, and
nobody checks on him. He just gets thrown off a platform. You don't know, compared to everybody else, he doesn't get thrown far. He gets thrown a few foot away. But he's a 13-year-old kid.
Yeah, and he's a candy little kid.
Nobody checks on him.
Yeah, everyone's like, yeah, the kid's fine. And you find out later that Hero's like, oh, there's a chance. And that's all. Nobody's like, oh, is he okay? It's like, no, you just get a message that's like, he's fine.
I do like his little cockiness when Lex shows up and is like, it had to be you, the only other person smart enough to stop the meteor. And Hero's like, you mean the only person? Yeah. You couldn't, remember?
Yeah. That actually, when they find out that the rockets all fail, and they're like, well, we forgot to take this into account.
Actually, there is one thing that I kind of don't like, that I just feel is a bit unnecessary. The wormholes?
Yeah, it's like they just have been there. Like, we don't need that.
Yeah, if the meteor is so far away, if there's a reason that the wormholes need to be there,
then
tell us.
Then how
Tell
does
us.
Bruce see the... Yeah, because when Bruce is like floating around in the aftermath...
He's quite close to
Earth. Yeah. Did
like,
he get blasted back through one?
Yeah, they don't need to be there. They just fire the rockets into the meteor. If the meteor is further away and you need a wormhole, explain it to us.
Although the explosion is so pretty.
Oh yeah,
it's so pretty. The way it's animated, really.
Well, speaking of, the opening credit sequence is phenomenal.
I have a particular fondness for that style of animation. There's a Death Clock music video.
Yeah.
That's, I think, the Gears or Gear song.
I think it's Gears.
It's Gears, and it's done in that style. It's just black and red.
It's just this real stylized reds, whites, and blues, and
you get a touch of blackie and yellow
orchestral music
well.
over it that's going way harder than it has any right to for a 60-minute animated cartoon. But it's such a good opening, and it's not anything to do with the film. It's just a really, really good opening credit sequence. Is there anything else that you particularly liked about it?
I enjoyed the fact that there was a lot, you got to see a lot of where the other superheroes kind of stood. When they're talking at the very start, when they're like, oh, come on, like, you got to admit, Lex, things are boring, Lex is doing a good thing, and Superman is still like, no, you don't know him the way I know him, he's a bit of a scorned lover.
And it's a bit...
it's a bit, you'll see!
Well, it's a bit Civil War in that sense as well. Like,
yeah, it's the split.
It's which ones think, no, maybe we should, because the president is asking us to, and he is still the president.
Yeah, and then he later uses that manipulation with the death of Metallo to be like, oh, he came to me and,
I pardoned him.
And he spent the rest of his short life doing this. Also, where did they get that skin suit for him? They just random Secret Service guy, hi, we need to borrow your body.
I don't think it's somebody else's skin. That would be a bit dark.
They did it in Archer.
But
also his jaw, when he melts, all that shit melts off his face.
Yeah.
That head was not in that face.
I think it was.
No, I do also enjoy the way he snaps back together and reforms constantly, like he's met like the T-1000.
Yeah, I don't know much about Metallo as a character. He seems pretty cool though.
Yeah, certainly. He can make shit. He's Inspector Gadget and a T-1000 mashed together. I like when Superman has... Because it's like Superman has an awful lot of smart villains as well, with Brainiac and Lex and things like that. Yeah.
It's fun when you do get the ones that are just sort of like, he's just going to have a good old fight with him.
Yeah. Because there's another one that's that one that they find in the box on the pier in one of the other films that learns and absorbs shit. And he's really interesting as well.
I want to call is it a Mazo? It's like, it's a droid. It's a robot that can absorb the powers of other metahumans. And
that I think is in one of the episodes, the movie with Brainiac and the bottle city of Metropolis.
Kandor.
Yeah, but they also try to bottle Metropolis in it.
They do. That is coming up soon enough as well, because that's Superman Unbound.
But Metallo, for me, is like that kind of villain where it's like, okay, you're really, really hard to kill.
Yeah.
But Superman doesn't want to kill you, but you're really hard to blow, to take apart or to stop because you can regenerate things. Like, how many times do they blow his arms off?
Well, also because he can't be killed, Superman can go to town on him as well. Like when he throws the tyre on his face.
Oh,
then
when he
drops
rips
the
car
on him.
off the car and throws it at him.
Yeah, throws the tyre on his face, drops the limo on him, and then blows the limo up.
But even though, you can see it, Metallo is like, I am having you. Like, you are fucking going down. Even when Superman's pushed to his limits, he's still trying his best not to actually kill him. And does show regret later on when they find him in Star Labs.
Yeah, he knows it wasn't him, but he's not happy.
He's still sad that this has happened. And then you get a couple of really good quips in that about it's asking him if his heat ray is radioactive.
Oh yeah, your heat vision is not radioactive, is it? Speaking of dead things, Captain Atom dies and then just comes back.
Yeah, apparently he didn't deflate, so I think he was okay. The other one deflated.
Yeah, it very much comes across as, he is sacrificing himself to save everybody else, and then he comes back later. He's like, I'm not dead.
Yeah, I appear to have healed just too late to be of any use.
Except for to throw Lex in the back of the van.
Yeah, and to be like, come here, you, and he's like, no, you can't do it, I'm the president.
Oh, we do get Lex in his mech suit.
I love mech suit Lex.
Yeah.
Also, why, for shame, all of those guys, it was really close. None of you thought to shoot at the only bit of visible person.
All the military police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot him in the head.
Nope, they're just going to shoot at the armour.
He's a danger to everybody.
Yeah, no, I think some of my favourite things about this are, it's just Batman and Superman's relationship in this is so much fun.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't really matter what else is going on, because them trying to find their way through it and get out of it is as enjoyable as watching them pummel things.
Yeah, and then just the extended cast of characters is so much fun, because it's like, hey, look, it's that one that I do know, and ooh, I don't know that one. What did they do?
That makes it really watchable as well, because sometimes with fight scenes, like with Doomsday, it got a little bit repetitive, because it's like, oh, you're smashing each other into things. But when you had multiple villains all using multiple attack forms, Superman, when Nightshade has him in the weird black thing, and trying to struggle, and Batman's just like peeking over the thing and manages to get the rope around Grodd,
and then gives the rope to Superman,
and is like, here, you pull, and he's like, okay, being slightly strangled.
Well, you get to see the two of them working together and complementing each other.
See Batman utilising Superman.
Well, no, in fairness, there's plenty of times where Batman saves Superman in this as well. Nearly as many.
Yeah, true.
Maybe not in as obvious ways, but...
It is funny when Batman's like, here, you do this.
It is. It's hilarious. Don't get me wrong. But they're working to each other's strengths, like.
No, but it's nice to see as well, like, them having to adapt to different styles and trying to take them out in different ways, because they know there's a telepath, and then you've Nightshade who can conjure all this mad shit. But you've got guys
Of course, it had to be a telepath, because I heard a gorilla's heartbeat.
Okay, could have used this information
that
like
makes
2
sense.
minutes ago.
Well, yeah, A, you could have told us that earlier. B, what?
And also, how did you not hear any of them coming? Because there's literally a 50-foot woman.
Well, no, he does say that
he's
then.
like,
He's like, there's more coming.
It's like, dude, you can hear Jimmy Olsen's watch going off in the middle of Metropolis Underground, like, and you couldn't hear that.
And why wait so long to mention the gorilla's heartbeat?
Yeah. Cheers.
But, no, it is. This is just an immensely fun film.
Yeah, if you want to see everybody get mashed.
Yeah, Batman and Superman get mashed and do plenty of mashing.
Yeah.
Really good cast of characters, really good voice actors, the classic voice actors that we love. Animation style, as you said, it's a little bit on the kiddie side, but it's nothing terrible.
No, and there's certain moments where it works with it, like when he's watching Superman's in the Batcave and he's watching the broadcast, and it's just the side profile and his head's tilted up. Yeah. There are times like that where it stills and it's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. Again, where you've got him flying up to Bruce, and Bruce is his guy's head leaning, you got the reflection and he's backlit by the sun. The end game scene. Yeah.
No, it is. It is a fantastic film, and
it is super fun. It's a roller coaster because you never really get a break in it. You're like, go on, and you feel for them, and you feel how frantic this is, that they're actually racing against time, that once they bring in the meteorite and everything that's going on with that, and you get really invested in it that way, because you feel like it's not just them now. If they don't, once their problem was big enough, now it's a global problem. And they still are the only people who can fix it. And the one person who was going to fix it has just gone totally ape shit banana balls.
And I think the pacing is why it doesn't feel short. It's because the pacing is so bang, 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 bang. You are just on the go the whole way through. There's no slow bits where you kind of stop and take stock of everything that's happened. It's just keep going the whole way through. And it's just a roller coaster ride. You're bang on there. There's very little to dislike about it. Power Girl is a bit... We had our issues with Power Girl.
It gives me the skeeves. But it's largely to do with the way she's drawn and... It's not the way she's drawn and presented. She's an extremely naive character. She's also very young.
Yeah, and they talk to her as if she's very young.
But then also put her in these situations...
where she's being sexualised.
And they're extremely adult. Like it's like, oh, you know, we're going to talk around you for this thing, but we're quite happy to throw you in the path of a fucking, you know, massive superhero smackdown.
Yeah, you go off and fight the biggest superhero ever.
But then we're just going to pat you on the head and send you on your way because you're a little girl. And
Lex is super patronising to her in that scene. At least the only thing I'll say is there's even a moment
only
the
when
horny teenage boy who actually creeps on her.
There is a moment when Batman's talking to her and he's like, how do you feel when you're around him? And it's just the way it's phrased that really made me kind of go, oh, that is reminiscent of people talking down to somebody who's talking about...
Well, no, I think she's trying to... Because I think with that, it's because Lex kind of tried to logic her of being like, well, I've changed so much, couldn't he? Batman's like, no, just don't think about that. Just go with your gut. You know what I mean? Go with your instinct of, do you think he's on the level? Like, do you feel he's on the level? I know, yeah, it does come across a little bit that way as well, but I think they meant it more in a...
Yeah, no, I know Batman as well is actually being like very, very gentle and understanding with her and trying not to get frustrated with her as well.
But then, yeah, even that is in and of itself a little bit patronising. And yeah, it's just the way they handle Power Girl in this isn't the best, but it's about the only negative thing about it.
It does give me the ick. It really does, but that...
Again, yeah, if they didn't give her the big doe eyes and the giant boobs, it might not have been as bad.
It's because it's partially because they've made her so naive.
Yeah, no,
if she was a little bit more streetwise, I could throw, you know, or had one or two little...
If she had the same personality that she does, but was animated like the rest of them were, with just normal face and not giant boobs, it probably wouldn't come across as the same way. Yeah. But because they've given her this really young looking face, and then it's a bit icky. Yeah. At times, but it's nothing terrible. Like, you know what I mean? No. And that's probably about the only negative thing. Like the wormhole thing is just like
that's just confusing.
and everything else is top notch. It really is.
It is. It really is one of the most enjoyable. It's up there and one of the ones that I'd go, yeah, I want to watch that.
If you haven't seen this, of the ones we've covered so far, this would be the one I'd say go and watch this first. Mm-hmm.
It's short, it's snappy, and if you don't like it, you probably aren't going to like many of the other. If
you did watch the cartoons as a kid, it's got the voices you remember.
Yeah.
I think that about wraps it up for Superman, Batman, Public Enemies.
Yeah.
And next week we will be looking at another Superman. Well, it's not Superman, Batman. It's Justice League.
Woohoo!
Crisis on Two Earths.
Yay!
Oh man. It's another great one. It is another one of the ones that I'm always happy to. I'm nearly always happy to revisit any of these.
Ultraman?
It's Ultraman.
Ultraman who ain't slept in about 4 centuries.
It's like Ultraman, Superwoman.
He looks like the Fox's panda.
Ultraman, Superwoman.
Because they're the syndicate.
Yeah, they're the crime syndicate. L-Man. I can't remember what their lantern guy is called, and I think their speedster is called like Johnny Quick or something really stupid like that. He's the one who Batman manipulates into killing himself.
Yes, he does. That's why I really enjoy this one.
So that's what we'll be back with next week, guys. Thank you for joining us this week. If you want, you can head back and listen to some of our previous episodes, or you can check out our other podcast, Mono Rants the Boys, or you can come and chat with us on Twitter at RantsMono, on Instagram at monorants_the_boys, or you can send your own rants to monorantspodcast@gmail.com. We'll chat to you next week. Bye-bye.
We are Science Fiction Remnant.
This is the Funny Science Fiction Podcast.
We are the Caribbean Science Fiction Network.
We are Monorants.
We are One Accord Level 2 Podcast.
This is Jesse from Sudden But Inevitable and Open Pike Night.
This is Sci-Fi.